Hi guys, Swans here, back again for another video. In this one today then, we will be doing our third match preview of the season, second match preview in terms of the Championship games, and we will be previewing Swansea City's first home game in the Championship against a team who recently lost in the playoffs, Sheffield United. Now, it wasn't a great start for both clubs last weekend. Swansea City lost 1-0 away to Middlesbrough, which means we're 21st in the table. Sheffield United lost 4-1 at home against Bristol City, who they beat quite convincingly in the playoffs. So the Robins got their revenge on the Blades, and Sheffield United are currently bottom of the league. Obviously, very early days, losing 4-1 at home against a team you convincingly beat last season. Not a very good start. But for Swansea then, like I said, 1-0 loss to Borough. Wasn't a very good performance at all. Not a single shot in the second half. I don't really want to go over it because it just annoys me talking about it. But yeah, it's a game between two teams which were very evenly matched. A set piece was the one which won it 1-0. If that game gets played another 10 times, 8 out of 10 times after it's just 0-0, and both teams saying what a boring game. But obviously Borough don't care. They got a win in that one. For Sheffield United then, yeah, very, very poor in terms of some of the goals they conceded. A really shocking performance from their centre-back, Rhys Davies, who is actually a left-back. No idea why he was playing centre-back and a back four. Just really didn't make sense to me. And the last time I think he actually played for Sheffield United was against Swansea, and he got hooked at half-time against Ronaldo. He was terrible. So, yeah, Rhys Davies' Sheffield United career is going down the pan in the moment. But in terms of both teams' last competitive game, Swansea City beat Crawley 3-1 in the Carabao Cup first round. Pretty easy win in the end. Bit nervy towards the end, but yeah, Galbraith was the difference in that one. Absolutely phenomenal performance by him. Sheffield United, another loss for them. They lost 2-1 to Birmingham. Obviously a very, very tough draw for them. They would have wanted someone a bit easier at home because a lot of travelling there. But yeah, Gus Hamer, what a goal. Gus Hamer's phenomenal, man. He should be in the Premier League. I'm surprised Leeds didn't go for him, or Wolves, or Brentford, someone like that. But yeah, Sheffield United have to keep Gus Hamer. The players they've lost this summer, Vinny Souza, Anel Amhojevic as well, Kiefer Moore, some very important players for them. Brewster, they've got to keep Gus Hamer. If they don't keep Gus Hamer, you might as well kiss goodbye to top six. And I know the Sheffield United fans aren't very happy with their transfer business at the moment. Now, the Swans' record against Sheffield United is pretty poor. Swansea have not beat Sheffield United since January 2019, where the goal scorer was actually a former Sheffield United and Swansea player, Ollie McBurney, and who obviously is now at Hull City and scored in the week against Wrexham. But yeah, not beat the Blades in the last 6 games. Really poor record against Sheffield United. Now, the 3 best players so far this season for Sheffield United, very early days, I know. Gus Hamer is in third with an average rating of 6.7. Callum O'Hare second with a rating of 7.07. And then the first, you got Tyrese Campbell with 7.23. Really happy for Tyrese Campbell. Obviously, Swansea City really wanted to get him in last summer, but obviously he chose Sheffield United over us, which is totally understandable. And it's great to see him injury-free, At Stoke, he had his injury problems, but we knew there was a player in there. Also, he had shocking news about his dad passing away. Rest in peace, Kevin Campbell. But yeah, Tyrese Campbell's an absolute phenomenal footballer. It's great to see him fully fit, but hopefully he has an off day tomorrow. Now, in terms of former players then, Sheffield United had a lot last season, but I could only find one. Rhys Davies. I don't think he actually made a senior appearance for Swansea, but he was part of Swans Academy when we were in the Premier League, and obviously he's gone to various other clubs. But yeah, Sheffield United now, he's really starting to struggle. I did see there was some clubs being linked with a move for the Welsh International. I think QPR were linked with him, but yeah, I think Davies is much better at full-back than a centre-back, and that's not saying much because he's not very good there either. But yeah, I'd be very, very surprised to see Davies play against Swansea tomorrow. But he was an unused substitute against Birmingham, so is he getting rested for the game? I don't know, but yeah, very important that they had Jack Robinson back against Birmingham. I know they lost the game, and people were saying he should have sent off for having to go with the linesman, but Robinson's a very important player. So hopefully he's on the bench, because I know he didn't play the first week of the season because of the transfer talk surrounding him. But yeah, our last 5 games against Sheffield United then, we've scored 1 goal and conceded 11. So yeah, very, very prolific against the Blades. Sheffield United, what a record this is if there's any Blades fans watching. Sheffield United have won their last 11 games in a row against Welsh clubs, basically just Swans and Cardiff. That is a phenomenal record. I know at home they're expected to win, but even away from home, a long way, some Tuesday night games, and they just beat Swansea Cardiff every single year and do the double every single time. Now, I did go to Sheffield United last season at Bramall Lane. Not a great game. 2 teams who weren't great. Sheffield United probably did deserve the win with a Josh Tymon goal, but they weren't much quality in that game. Kiefer Moore came on, we're all shouting the W word at him and swearing. Comes on, outpaced out centre-back, and it's the post. So yeah, that would have been fun if he scored then. But yeah, the Swans haven't lost the first 2 games of the new season in terms of a competitive league game since the 2013-2014 season. So something's going to have to break. Either Sheffield United are going to get their 12th win against a Welsh club in a row, or Swansea City are going to stay undefeated in the first 2 games until 2013-14, where that was the first time we lost 2 games in a row, or it's just going to play a draw. As I've said nothing about a draw, which, I mean, probably would have taken a draw before, but Sheffield United are having a really poor spell, so I think it's a really good time to play Sheffield United. They're not in great form. Momentum's very low. If we can get the first goal tomorrow, I'd be pretty confident of a win. But if Sheffield United get that first goal, you just think they're going to be a lot better defensively than they were against Bristol City. Now, they did have some really good chances against Bristol City, but, some of the goals they conceded were a bit comical, and obviously Scott Twine's free kick, wow, what a player. But yeah, Sheffield United then, really poor decision in my opinion to get rid of Chris Wilder for Ruben Selles. I'm not a big fan of Ruben Selles. Look, I think he did an okay job at Hull keeping them up. By the end of the day, that Hull squad's got a lot of quality. There's been a lot of money invested in Hull, so look, he put in a bad situation, he did his job, but then for them to sack him, and then to go to Sheffield United, it's like Marty Cifuentes at Leicester from QPR. How do you get that in terms of an upgrade? But yeah, Chris Wilder did phenomenally well last season. Obviously, style of football at times can be a bit concerned, especially when they lose. And they did lose them crucial games towards the end of the season, 3-0, which did cost them automatics. But, you can't deny the job Chris Wilder did at Sheffield United last season was really good. And obviously had 2-point deduction, didn't really matter in the end. And they were unlucky in the playoff final. Like, I thought they were the better team for the first 65, 70 minutes. The first goal goes in from Sunderland, and yeah, momentum changes. And unfortunately, big Kiefer Moore with a silly pass, and yeah, he's buggered off to Wrexham. So see you later, Sheffield United. Nice guy, Kiefer Moore, nice guy. But yeah, my score prediction then, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think everything I've said, something's going to have to give, and I don't think either Echo's going to be broke. I think Sheffield United will keep their unbeaten run against Welsh clubs. I know it's all wins, but they won't lose. I think Swansea will just keep up their not winning form against Sheffield United. I really like Sheffield United. I also like Sheffield Wednesday. I don't really have a preference, but yeah, I really like going to Hillsborough and Bramall Lane. I think they're 2 very, very fantastic grounds. 2 grounds you don't really get in the Prem or many places these days. They're proper old school grounds, very hard working city, Sheffield. But yeah, it's really horrible to see what's happening to Sheffield Wednesday. But Sheffield United, I think they are the bigger club at the moment. But overall, I'm sorry, Blades fans, but for me, I think Sheffield Wednesday are the bigger club. But Sheffield United have had more success recently. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. My score for tomorrow, I am going to go for Malik Yilkoui. Why not? In terms of a lineup then, don't really know what I'm going to go for, to be honest. I'll be happy with anyone who plays. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your score predictions down below in the comments. Sorry I couldn't get any Sheffield United fans on. It's completely my fault. I kind of forgot about it, which is very poor from me. But yeah, I'll see you all guys for the next one. And yeah, there will be a watch long tomorrow, by the way, for the game. So yeah, safe travels to all the Sheffield United fans coming down. But yeah, that's been me. And make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Come on, the Swans. Let's get the first win of the season.
I need a one more chance, oh baby, let me show you. I need a one more chance, oh.